removal. 2 voted against his removal, while 4 of the senators did not vote. Ali Mukhtar will be in office for the next 14 months ahead of the 2022 polls. Now on to BBI. The High Court has certified as urgent an application for stay filed by the Attorney General Kehara Kariuki. Parties in the case will serve their written submissions by Thursday ahead of a decision that will be made on May 26. Meanwhile, leaders from Nakuru County Assembly have backed the move to appeal the High Court judgment nullifying the BBI Constitution Amendment Bill and calling it a null and void. According to Assembly Majority Leader Moses Ndongo, nullifying the BBI process will hinder solving of a number of challenges within devolved units.
Kama wewe haukuchaguliwa katika Court of Appeal, unakuja kuleta hasira zako, unaletea Wakenya hasira, Wakenya ambao wanataka kupatia rasilimali kwa ground. Tunajua pale kulikuwa na majaji kadhaa ambao rais alikataa kuidhinisha majina yao kama judges of the Court of Appeal. Kwa hivyo kama wanataka kusquare their grudge, waache kusquare na BBI na wananchi wa Kenya, watafuta njia nyingine ya kufanya hivyo.
Lakini yenye metushangaza ni ya kwamba wale judges wakiongozwa na Honorable Maraga wenyewe walipeleka memorandum yao, walipeleka kwa ile task force na wakatoa maoni yao na wakatoa mapendekezo yao. Hasa kuja kusema the same document ni illegal na washatoa wakasema walipeleka mapendekezo yao, then sasa hiyo imetushangaza zaidi. Ya pili, katika BBI, on behalf of your mama wa Nakuru County Assembly ama mama wote, katika BBI kulikuwa na nafasi ya kwamba yule mama ambaye atakaosimama kiti na apate nafasi ya namba 2, huyo mama ana stand chance ya kuchaguliwa juu. Tumeona wamama, tumeona deputy president wa Tanzania, wamama hapo ndio mahali tunaelekea, ya kwamba tunganganie viti, wamama wachoke tunganganie viti, tupate namba 2 na sitajua tutapata mahali.
Tukiangalia manufaa ambayo BBI ilikuwa inaletea Nakuru, zaidi ya bilioni 10 za ziada, maeneo 5 wakilisha ubunge na fedha ambazo zitaenda kule mashinani kwa ward, bado tunasimama na ule msimamo kwamba tulipitisha. Na ombi letu ni wale ambao wanahusika na kukata rufaa siku ya leo, ipelekwe haraka iwezekanavyo. Majaji wa mahakama ya rufaa waketi, tunangojea uamuzi huo, lakini ombi letu ni ya kwamba tunaomba Mungu tuamini ya kwamba mahakama ya rufaa itatupatia nafasi ya kuendeleza tuende kwa mwananchi.
Katika mawazo ya rais ni kwamba katika kisheria article 132 inasema kwamba president akona haki ya kupromote national values and unity, na hivyo aliona ni vyema awe na task force, na hii task force ndio iliweza kuja kumshauri jinsi atakavyoleta umoja katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Jambo la kushangaza ni kwamba in the same judiciary wenye wamesema kwamba rais alikiuka katiba na ikawa kwamba ile task force alikuwa ameunda sio halali, kulikuwa na kesi iliyokuwa imewasilishwa na Third Alliance, na hiyo kesi ikasema kwamba rais ako na haki ya kuweza kuwa na hiyo kupromote national value na unity, na anaweza tumia njia yenye anaona ambayo yastahili.
Now let's cross over to Juja, where voting is currently underway in Juja constituency, Kiambu County, with low voter turnout recorded. 11 candidates are in the race following the death of the late Member of Parliament, Francis Monyo Waitito, alias Wakapi. David Muthoka is in Juja for us and has been following these and now joins us live. Muthoka, any major incidences reported so far?
Well, voting for the past 7 hours has been underway here at Juja constituency as residents and voters try to seek the replacement of former Member of Parliament, the late Francis Waitito, alias Wakape, who succumbed to a long-term cancer illness earlier this year. Yes, across more than 100 polling stations, voting for the past 7 hours has been underway amid a low voter turnout. And actually, we are at one of the biggest polling stations. This is Kurahia polling station, just next to the main talent center, which is the Mangu High School. And here we were at 6 a.m. Expecting long queues. That was not the case. Actually, we found just a handful of voters in just but a few rooms trying to practice their democratic right. 7 hours later, the numbers have grown, though slightly here. But in other polling stations where we have been to, including that at the Jomo Kenyatta Primary School polling center, the turnout has been worrying. But again, speaking to the returning officer for this particular race, Justice Mbidhi, just a few minutes ago on phone, he told us that as at 11 a.m. the voting was at 5%. Remember, this is a region that during the 2017 general elections had more than 100,000 people who were eligible voters, but up to now just 5% of that figure has managed to cast their vote. This is a race that has attracted 11 contestants. As you put it, however, pundits as well as observers have narrowed it down to a two-horse race in recent days. Two front runners out of the 11 have been singled out to succeed the late Wakape. Among them, Wakape's widow, Susan Njeri Waitito, who actually voted earlier on at the Jomo Kenyatta Primary School polling center. Again, her main competitor is George Ndungu, also popularly known to residents here as Koimbui, who again just at around 11 a.m. practiced his democratic right at Magomano Primary School polling center. He was accompanied by his party leader Moses Kuria, who is the Gatundu South lawmaker. Remember, this particular candidate is bearing the flag of the People's Empowerment Party, a party that is widely associated again to Moses Kuria, and a party which has the backing of the UDA party that is allied to Deputy President William Ruto. So again, besides the two, that is the widow to the late Wakape and George Ndungu coming face to face, this again has been seen as a dual pitting President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto. In recent times, that has been the case in recent by-elections. But again, overall, despite the dismal turnout, we have witnessed a very peaceful by-election, unlike other by-elections earlier this year, just such as the Matungu and the Kabuchai by-elections, where there were undertones of violence. So far, so good in terms of the stability in this particular area. We are monitoring the situation. Again, voting closes at around 5 p.m. and then thereafter, tallying will start until later in the night when the RO, that is the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, RO, presiding over this particular by-election, Justice Mbidhi, will be declaring the winner. But again, it's too early to tell. It's too early to call. We are waiting and monitoring the situation. At this point, just for a minute, I'd like to speak to a number of voters who have been here at Kurahia just to vote, to cast their ballot, to tell us whether they have been doing this, what are their expectations, how they have experienced the particular exercise so far. Labda tu kwa kifupi tu, jina lako?
Oh, well, my name is Dennis.
Yes.
And today is a good day to people of Juja. We are very happy that people are turning out to exercise their democratic rights. But, well, we do understand that we have about 38 polling stations. But out of these 38 polling stations, there's about 115,000 registered voters in this area. But now the problem is today we're witnessing about less than 10% of voters turning out today. And now we want to appeal to our viewers that we want to request them to come at least to exercise their voting right, because it is indeed their voting right. But we can also entirely blame them. We understand that the two hosts, the two people, two main competitors today. But be that as it may, they did their work. So we also want to appeal to IBC that in future they should not decide to take a weekday, because it is indeed today being a Tuesday, many people have gone to work. So you do not expect people to come out of work to come to vote. So in future, they can maybe decide to take maybe on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. But we want to wish Madam Susan Wakape all the best. We understand that the late husband really did a lot of work in this place. And to extend his legacy, and people like us that are residents of this area, we want to urge our viewers that are seeing us today, please come and exercise your voting democratic right. We understand there is also voter apathy, especially in this area, given that there is different political interests by our local political leaders. But kama unaniona tafadhali, ninakuomba saa bado jaisha 5, this place will be closed. Tafadhali kujeni mpige kura. And we wish Madam Susan Wakape all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a quick one. What about you? How's been the experience and the exercise been so far?
Oh, first, Barak Odero. Mimi ni mkazi wa hapa Juja. So leo tumeraukia kura asubuhi sana, and so far it has been very, very peaceful. At Juja, we have not witnessed any type of or any kind of scuffle whatsoever. So we are just trying to urge all the Juja residents just to ensure that nyi wote mjitokeze, tukujeni tupige kura, and at the same time I would like to urge the IBC at least to extend, being that the voting day was done on a weekday, so we would like to advise the IBC to extend it maybe with 1 hour, so that at least when wanatoka town wanaweza pitia Thika super highway, being that you know all of you that there's a kind of traffic jam that might happen along the way. So if they extend with 1 hour, at least issue by 6, it will at least attract a larger turnout.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yes, that is it. And at this point, I'd like to take it back to our main studios. On behalf of my camera person, Noreen Mumbi, back to you, Muthoni Maina. I am David Muthoka.
Thank you, David Muthoka, for that report. He's at Kurahia Talent Center next to Mango High School, where he says for the past 7 hours, there has been a low voter turnout, over 5%. We're definitely following in on that report, and we'll have a more detailed report later on in our subsequent bulletins. Now, moving on to Bonchari, where voting is as well underway. ODM party had earlier in the day complained of alleged voter bribery by section of local administrators. Josh Ansare is in Bonchari and now joins us live. On Sare, what else do we know about this exercise?
Thank you very much, Muthoni Maina, from our studios, from our headquarters in Nairobi. We are coming to you live from Bonchari in Nyamokenye polling station, whereby we are following this by-election. And this particular by-election has attracted 13 candidates who are seeking this position. And remember, this constituency has 52,995 registered voters. And from the scenes that we've visited since morning, there is low voter turnout, which is experienced in various polling stations. And I'm joined by the voters who have already cast their ballot, and we'll be listening to hear what do they have to say. So tell us your name and how has the voting been since you voted?
My name is Bishop Charles Saboke. I have voted this morning, and the turnout is not good, but we hope people will come. Yeah.
And maybe tell us, how has the exercise been since you voted just now?
You know, I have come just, I was not here in the morning, but I have heard that in the morning there was people here. So the exercise is good. And what I see is peace. You know, what we wanted in Bonchari here is peace. Although some other places we have had some chaos, but we pray that this exercise must finish well. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's get other views from another resident who has already voted. So tell us your name and how was the voting exercise?
Yes, kwa majina naitwa Neko Samuel. Tumekuwa na hii by election hapa Bonchari. Naona inaenda vizuri. Security ilikuwa nasema kuna shida, lakini naona kila kitu iko sawa. Tuko na peace na naomba watu wakuje kwa wingi ndio tumalize mapema, kwa sababu pia mvua inaweza kuja anytime na iharibu kila kitu, lakini kila kitu iko sawa. Yes.
Asante sana. Those are the views that we are getting from the residents in this particular constituency. And remember, this contest has three front runners who have been termed as the ones who are the front runners. And this is Zebedeo Por of Jubilee Party. We have Pavel Oimeke of ODM, and also we've got the widow to the late John Oro Oyoka, Teresa Bitutu, who voted earlier on. And remember, earlier on, the ODM's candidate had claims that the heavy deployment of police officers is a worrying situation to the residents who are voting this area. So those are some of the things that we are keen on, and we'll be able to update our viewer in our subsequent bulletin. Mudhoni Maina.
So much, Josh and Sare, for that. Now, as we can see in Bonchari, there's a 3-horse power race there, and there's also a low voted turnout in Bonchari and in Juja as well. Now that report takes us for a short break, we will be right back with more.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Nitajua nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444# utunukiwe Credo double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Oh, hi. It's not what you're thinking. It's a cup of coffee. Coffee, movie. Together, coffee with movie. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. on TV 47, where we bring you interesting, enticing people. Well, we've concentrated on musicians.
Yeah.
Watu wakatike.
Yeah.
producers.
So now I manage because telemanagement and events management I think was my passion.
The hotly contested Rore Ward by-election in Nyandarua County kicked off this morning with United Democratic Alliance Party candidate Francis Muraya alleging illegal arrests of his agents and voter bribery. Muraya, who was speaking after casting his vote at Mukindo Primary School, however, expressed optimism that he will emerge the winner. On his part, the Jubilee candidate Peter Thenji, while casting his vote at Mugumo Primary School, disputed claims of voter bribery and intimidation.
Kuna maneno ambayo yanaendelea hapa. Kwanza kabisa kuna watu ambao wanatumiwa na serikali ya kaunti ya Nyandarua kwa kupeana pesa kuwahonga wananchi, na ni vibaya sana. Naona ma-CEC, ma-ministers wako hapa ground wanapea watu pesa na ni vibaya sana. La pili kwamba polisi wanatumiwa kwa ile njia ambayo haifai. Wanatumia polisi kwa intimidation ili wapiga kura wasijitokeze kwa wingi. Hapa Rorie ninaarifiwa ya kwamba agents wangu wawili wamearestiwa na polisi, na ni vibaya sana kwa sababu wanataka kuacha kituo bila mtu wa kuniangalilia kura zangu.
My observation is that the turnout is low, but I am suggesting that since 2017 and up to 2020 there have been no registration in the IBC, and I hope that is the reason as to why young people are not coming out, and they are majority. But I'm glad that I'm being supported by those elders.
From the by-elections to Lamu Port, which cost 310 billion Kenya shillings, will on Thursday, 20th May 2021, come to life as a 204-meter-long MV Cap Camel, a Denmark-based shipping line with general cargo from a port of Dar es Salaam, docks on its way to Salalah in Oman. Speaking ahead of the launch, Kenya Ports Authority Acting Managing Director Engineer Rashid Salim said it's a step closer to the new port's vision of becoming a regional transshipment hub for bulk business.
The thing with the Lamu port, it's a bigger port. The quaysides are actually 400 meters against 300 meters that we have here. The depth is minus 17.5 against 15 meters, which is at the port of Mombasa. So in that stead, we can actually take post-Panamax ships, bigger ships. Bigger ships means bigger volumes of cargo coming in. There's economies of scale.
And at the moment, we have done about 89% of the work. The work consists of 3 berths. Each one is 400 meters. So we have a total key length of 1.2 kilometers. And then the berths are minus 17.5. And the channel width is 500 meters. This when you compare to Mombasa, the deepest berth is minus 15 meters and the channel width is 300 meters.
Now, in order to evacuate this cargo, there will be need for, first of all, the road network, first of all, to construct the marshalling yard, the marshalling for trains evacuating cargo from the ships.
Moving on, donkey owners in the country want the government to prohibit the slaughtering and exportation of donkey meat to China, fearing that the lucrative market in the Far East country is likely to drive the animal to extinction, as Mike Kagwango now reports.
In Kenya, donkeys risk extinction by year 2023. Official records indicate that the animal has become a darling at slaughterhouses, getting slaughtered at 5 times more than they can reproduce and multiply.
Wacha kuona punda tu akichinjwa. For example, unajua punda nyingi zile zinachinjwa si kununua zinanunuangwa. Mkipata na punda unafikiria amenunua. Lakini kuna watu wamelala kuwinda punda wa purani mahali amewekwa ili aende aibe na ikachinjwe. Wizi ndio mwingi kuliko kununua. Si wengi sana unaweza fuatilia kwambia nilichukua punda kwa Kamau.
In the year 2009 Kenya Population and Housing Census, there were 1.8 donkeys in Kenya, but now the numbers have fallen with just 600,000 donkeys in the year 2019 census. Turkana and Kajiado counties that border Ethiopia and Tanzania respectively record the high number of theft among the animals, with South Africa accounting for the largest market for donkey skins. In Meru County, the Donkey Day celebration that are held every 17th May, residents mark the day by planting trees at Miguine Primary School, Buri constituency.
And this will also help in future in mitigating the adverse effects of climate change.
Punda si kama ng'ombe, akizaa mtoto mmoja kwa mwaka anakaa miaka 5 tena apate mwingine. Sasa production ile iko hapa ni very low.
However, in Baringo County, donkey owners expressed bitterness at the court's decision to lift the ban that was previously imposed on business involving the donkey, saying the move will adversely affect donkey keeping in the county.
Kasi yake tu ni kufanya msiko, hatukuwa tukichua punda itakuja kuwa mnyama ya kukuliwa, kwa maana kulingana na kimila yetu kwa kale, especially Kalenjin tribe, sisi hatukulange punda. Punda kitambo tulikuwa tukisikia kwa Turkana huko chini hatu wanakula punda.
Area Chief Julius Basconi urging residents to take good care of the animal amid the growing theft cases.
So watu saa ingine waikosa kuiba mbuzi sababu watu wachungi bunda ndio wanapata nafasi kuiba mabunda. So tumekuwa na cases mingi, kuna hata bunda zingine ziliibwa siku nyingine zikakuja zikapandishwa gari hapa Chemnyorgin.
Elsewhere in Bungoma County, the Center Cow Initiative Director Titus Sagala opines that the government ban on the sale of donkey meat will help protect the now precious animal.
Juzi waziri wa kilimo alikuwa amesema punda wasichinjwe en masse na vile vichinjio vyetu vinne ambavyo serikali ime-license, lakini court juzi sema kwamba punda waendelee kuchinjwa, na sisi tukiwa na wananchi wa Mount Elgon hapa tunasema no.
The celebrations were held at Smotwet in Mount Elgon constituency, Bungoma County. Meanwhile, Donjori member of County Assembly Michael Shege is set to table a motion in the County Assembly of Nakuru seeking animal pharmaceutical companies to include a picture of a donkey in their product brandings. He said that the demand for donkey meat was high compared to their birth rate, noting that the motion will also be seeking to look into improving their breeding.
Lakini katika ile industry hakuna mahali punda anakuwa recognized. Na kwa hivyo mimi niko na mswada nitapeleka bunge ili tushurutishe ubaguzi huu uishe, kwa sababu huo ni ubaguzi kama vile tunasema tu apartheid in South Africa, ubaguzi wa rangi.
For TV 47, I'm Mike Kagwongo.